You know, family, sometimes the smallest things tell the biggest stories. While the tabloids are busy inventing drama that doesn't exist, Harry and Meghan are out there doing what real families do, living, laughing and loving. This Halloween, they gave us a little peek into that beautiful Montecito life, full of warmth, colour and joy. Meghan shared snippets from their trip to the pumpkin patch, a wagon, a pink-clad Princess Lilibet demanding her royal ride, Archie running free in his black outfit, and Harry, the Duke himself, carving that pumpkin like a man on a mission. A very Sussex Halloween indeed. Now, let's pause right there, because you and I both know what's coming whenever the Sussexes share even a second of happiness. Suddenly, out of the blue, social media bots and bitter tabloid minions crawl out from under the digital bridge to throw tantrums online. Have you noticed it too? Those newly activated troll accounts, the ones who miraculously appear whenever Meghan smiles or Harry breathes. It's like there's a whole underground operation waiting to pounce the minute the Duke and Duchess dare to live their lives in peace. Let's call it what it is. Obsession. The kind of obsession you can't buy medicine for. Because while Harry and Meghan are taking their kids to pick pumpkins, living their best lives under that California sunshine, their detractors are stuck online, seething behind fake profile pictures, trying to convince themselves that this family's happiness somehow threatens the monarchy they don't even belong to. What's so scary about a pumpkin patch, y'all? What's so offensive about a husband, wife and two adorable kids celebrating a holiday millions of families celebrate every year? I'll tell you what it is. It's the fact that Harry and Meghan represent something real, something authentic, something money and titles can't manufacture. Genuine love and freedom. You see, in Montecito there are no courtiers, no protocols, no invisible contracts. There's no one leaking stories for palace politics. There's just family. There's Meghan pushing a wagon, Doria beaming with grandmother pride, Harry carving a pumpkin, Archie exploring, and Lilibet stealing the show in pink. That's what freedom looks like. And yet, across the pond, you have the same tired British tabloids churning out misery like a factory. Every time Meghan breathes, they turn it into a headline. Why won't Meghan stay silent? Why does she share her life? Why does she smile? Meanwhile, their faves are staging photo ops, leaking to friendly reporters, and still can't match the natural charisma and global interest that Harry and Meghan bring just by existing. Now, let's be real. Meghan didn't have to share a thing. She could have kept her Halloween moments private. But the fact that she did share them tells us something powerful. She's reclaiming her narrative. She's reminding the world that her family life is hers to define, not the tabloids. She's showing joy, connection and warmth, the very things they've tried to convince people she doesn't have. And can we talk about Harry for a moment? That man looked like he was in his element. The pumpkin carving, the laughter, the way he moves through life with a sense of peace now. That's a man who made the right choice. He walked away from chaos and into calm. He traded the cold halls of royal duty for the warmth of home. Let's not forget that Harry grew up with the press hounding him every single day of his life. He knows exactly what those cameras and headlines can do to a person's soul. And that's why he's protecting his kids, giving Archie and Lilibet what he never had, the gift of privacy, peace and pumpkin patches instead of palace pressure. It's beautiful, isn't it? The simplicity of it all. No royal engagements, no bowing, no press briefings, just a family having fun. You can almost picture Archie giggling while helping Harry scoop out pumpkin seeds, or Lilibet watching in fascination as her dad carves with that playful focus. And somewhere in the background, Doria's laughter adds that warm, grandmotherly energy we all love to see. This right here is what Meghan always talked about: balance, joy, authenticity. She's not performing for anyone, she's just being. That's what drives the haters mad. Because the lies don't stick when the truth is shining this bright. You know what else stands out? Meghan didn't make it about glam or extravagance. It wasn't a Hollywood Halloween spectacle. It was a mom, a dad, their 2 kids, and a few pumpkins. Simple, pure, real. That's the power of Meghan. She's grounded, relatable, and her happiness doesn't depend on anyone's approval. But of course, the media can't handle that. They can't handle the fact that Harry and Meghan continue to thrive, continue to smile, continue to build their life away from the palace machine. Every success, every peaceful family moment, every project, it's a reminder that they don't need royal titles to be relevant. Their relevance comes from impact, authenticity, and global connection. And you can bet this little pumpkin patch moment will be remembered far longer than any cold, staged royal appearance back in London. Because it shows what leadership really looks like: love, family, and freedom from toxicity. Now, some folks have tried to mock Meghan for sharing family content. But let's be honest, when certain other royals parade their kids for photo ops, the press calls it tradition. When Meghan does it, they call it attention-seeking. The hypocrisy is louder than a marching band. But here's the truth: the world is tired of that double standard. People see through it. They know Meghan and Harry are living on their own terms, raising their children in love and refusing to play the royal PR game. That's what scares the establishment, because they can't control the narrative anymore. And let's talk about Halloween itself, because this is such an American, joyful, family-oriented holiday. Meghan grew up with this tradition, and now she's passing it down to her children, mixing her American heritage with Harry's royal roots to create something uniquely theirs. That's the beauty of the Sussex family: multicultural, modern, and magnetic. Imagine little Lilibet dressed in pink, riding in that pumpkin wagon like the little princess she is. Archie, full of energy, running between the rows of orange pumpkins while his dad cheers him on. Meghan capturing those moments, not for fame but for memory, for love. That's the kind of mother she is: present, engaged, devoted. And can we give Doria some flowers, please? That woman is the blueprint for grace, always calm, always supportive, never seeking the spotlight, but always there. She's the quiet strength behind Meghan, and now the warm matriarch of the Sussex household. Meanwhile, across the pond, you've got a crumbling monarchy desperately trying to look modern, while their own family dynamics fall apart behind palace walls. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One family is thriving, the other is just surviving. What we saw in those Halloween photos and videos is the new royal legacy. One built not on hierarchy, but on humanity. Meghan and Harry are redefining what royalty means in the 21st century. Not crowns and castles, but compassion and community. Not secrecy and spin, but transparency and truth. And let me tell you something: family. When you see how many people lit up just from seeing those pumpkins, those smiles, that slice of normal life, you realize how powerful love energy really is. The haters can flood the comments, they can write 1,000 hit pieces, but they can't dim that light. So, while certain media outlets are busy obsessing over whether Meghan pushed the wagon too far, or Harry carved too enthusiastically, because you know they will, we'll be over here celebrating real joy. Because the Sussexes are teaching us something vital. Peace is the real revenge. Harry and Meghan are out here living in abundance, surrounded by love and minding their business. That's why their happiness hurts people who thrive on negativity. But guess what? That's not their problem. That's projection. Every time Meghan shares a piece of her life, whether it's a recipe, a garden, a podcast, or a pumpkin patch, it's a reminder that she's doing just fine. She's not the broken woman the tabloids tried to paint. She's not the outsider. She's a strong, happy woman, raising a beautiful family and walking in purpose. And Harry, the man who dared to choose love over institution, continues to show the world that you can be royal and real. You can be noble and free. You can protect your family without needing a title to validate your worth. So this Halloween, let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate freedom, family, and the kind of love that no tabloid can distort. Because that pumpkin patch wasn't just about pumpkins, it was about peace. It was about legacy. It was about showing the world that true royalty doesn't live in palaces. True royalty lives in the heart. And to the haters out there, maybe pick a pumpkin, light a candle, and find a hobby. Because this family isn't going anywhere. The Sussexes are thriving, glowing and growing, and we're here for every single moment of it. Now, family, before we wrap up this Royal Sussex Squad episode, if you love seeing Meghan and Harry shine, if you're proud of how they keep winning through peace and positivity, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on your notifications so you never miss when we drop another truth-filled episode. And don't forget, if you'd like to support the channel and help us keep spreading that Sussex love, you can click that super thanks button down below. Every contribution, big or small, helps us keep this community strong, loud, and full of facts. Because over here, we don't just watch, we support. We lift up Harry, Meghan, Archie and Lilibet with love, truth and joy. So here's to the Sussex family, the real royalty of love, light and legacy. Happy Sussex Halloween, everybody.